Let's see the next question, number 11. This question is from the chapter of light. Okay, typically it is from the concept of prism. 11th standard का concept है, right? Thin prism आपको याद है उसी के ऊपर. I'll read the question. A thin hollow prism, refractive index 3 degree, filled with water, gives an angle of deviation of 1 degree. The refractive index of water is. Now you have done this derivation along with the prism's formula in your 11th standard. If you don't remember, please you can go back to the 11th standard textbook and see the derivation. I'm not going to derive the whole derivation, but वो prism's formula के ऊपर एक approximate formula आपने derive किया था for a thin prism. Yes, and for a thin prism always the formula is given as delta is equal to mu minus 1 into A, where delta over here is the angle of deviation and A is called as the angle of the prism and mu is the refractive index, okay, for the prism. Now in this case the prism over here is actually filled up with water. Okay, so it is like water with respect to air. Outside is air, inside when the light is going inside the prism, it is going through water. So the two mediums over here are water and air. Now what is given to us, just look and what we have to find out. They are asking us what is the refractive index of water. Okay, refractive index of water find करना है, मतलब this is asked, mu is asked. Okay, mu is asked. Okay, what are the things given? Very simple substitution. Refracting angle of the prism, capital A, is given to us 3 degree and deviation angle is given to us, that is delta, is given to us as 1 degree. You have to find out mu. तो इसको फटाफट सॉल्व करते हैं. Now इसको रीअरेंज कैसे करेंगे? I can take A over here first. Delta upon A is equal to mu minus 1, or in this case mu is equal to 1 plus delta upon A. So 1 plus angle of deviation del is how much? Angle of deviation is given to us as 1 degree. Okay, upon angle of the prism is, that is given to us as 3 degree. So upon 3, that becomes 3 plus 1, 4 upon 3. If I divide 4 by 3, that is nothing but 1.3333, and that is the refractive index. In this case actually students, आपको इतना सब सॉल्व करने की जरूरत नहीं है. आप कुछ रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्सेस तो आपको बाय हार्ट होगा ना, जैसे ग्लास का रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स 3/2, ओके, वाटर का रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स 4/3. दीज आर स्टैंडर्ड वैल्यूज. ओके, इवन लाइक इफ यू कंसिडर द ऑप्शंस, अगर ऑप्शंस में 1.33 के आसपास कुछ है नहीं तो ऑब्वियस सी बात है वही होगा. बट देन इट्स बेटर टू डबल चेक विद दिस कैलकुलेशन बिकॉज इट्स नॉट अ लेंथी सम, फटाफट हो जाता है इसमें. ठीक है, अब नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे जाते हैं. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है अपना केटीजी एंड थर्मो से. ओके, इसमें बोला है कि इफ Cp एंड Cv आर द मोलार स्पेसिफिक हीट ऑफ अ आइडियल गैस एट कांस्टेंट प्रेशर एंड कांस्टेंट वॉल्यूम, तो Cp एट कांस्टेंट प्रेशर, Cv एट कांस्टेंट वॉल्यूम, कैपिटल Cp कैपिटल Cv मोलार. इफ लैम्डा इज द रेशियो ऑफ टू स्पेसिफिक हीट and R is the universal gas constant, then Cp is equal to how much? Now look at the answer को देखते रहो. See what you want as the option, that is more important. आपने को क्या बनाना है options के हिसाब से, that is more important. Now here nowhere I can see whether it's a monoatomic, diatomic, polyatomic gas, I don't know. But then yes, I know in terms of degree of freedom, like F, I know certain formulas like Cv, specific heat at constant volume, is always given as degree of freedom F upon 2 into R. Okay, where degree of freedom, you know, okay, it's different for mono, di and tri. Similarly, Cp is given as F upon 2 plus 1 into R in terms of degree of freedom. And one more thing, the degree of freedom, okay, uska relation with lambda or gamma is also known to us. Okay, now in this case actually over here they have written as lambda, but it should be gamma. Gamma is the ratio of the specific heat, Cp upon Cv. This you know na, Cp upon Cv is nothing but gamma. So here in this case gamma और F में एक रिलेशन. ओके, तो अब हम लोग को क्या फाइंड करना है? हम लोग को Cv फाइंड करना है? नहीं, Cv नहीं फाइंड करना, हमको फाइंड करना है Cp. ओके, सो Cp फाइंड करना है. Cp का फॉर्मूला ये रहा, बट Cp भी आंसर में देखो ना कैसे चाहिए, इन टर्म्स ऑफ कैपिटल R एंड गामा, बस यही ऑप्शन है. तो वी विल टेक दिस फॉर्मूला and over here we will substitute the value of degree of freedom in terms of gamma. So from here if I solve this, 2 by f is equal to 1 udhar jayega, so it will become gamma minus 1. So f is equal to what? F is equal to 2 upon gamma minus 1. This is your formula for f. I substitute over here. So what will I get? I'll get this as 2 upon this 2, formula ka 2 is there, into gamma minus 1 plus 1 into r. So this 2 and 2 gets cancelled. Okay. If I just solve this further, so what will I get? 1 upon this will become like 1 upon gamma minus 1. LCM ले लेंगे तो क्या आएगा? 1 plus gamma minus 1 upon gamma minus 1 into r. Okay, and this minus 1 and plus 1 will cancel, so we will get the answer as gamma upon gamma minus 1 into r, and that is your answer for CP. तो हम लोग देखेंगे तो ये रहा सेकेंड ऑप्शन, gamma into r upon gamma minus 1. So this is the answer. Same way if they ask me CV, तो ये भी याद रखो. Okay, I understand one thing. प्लीज एक चीज बहुत अच्छे से समझना, मैं सम्स को एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूँ, उसके साथ थोड़ा कुछ समराइज भी कर रहा हूँ, कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर्मूलाज है जो कोरिलेट कर रहा हूँ. बट इन द एग्जामिनेशन डोंट गिव दिस काइंड ऑफ एन अप्रोच के सब कुछ रिकलेक्ट करना. जो चाहिए उतना रिकलेक्ट करो, फटाफट आंसर दो, आगे जाओ, भागो टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. डोंट एनालाइज द होल थिंग. बट देन सिंस आई एम डूइंग डिस्कशन विद यू, आई एम एनालाइजिंग एंड गिविंग यू समथिंग एक्स्ट्रा. तो इन दिस केस अगर सीवी पूछा होता तो यू नो हाउ टू फाइंड आउट सीवी. f upon 2 into r, and then f का value again from here if I substitute this as 2 into 2 gamma minus 1 into r, so this cancels and becomes r upon gamma minus 1. So this is something extra you can remember. Clear? So I hope you are clear with this question. Now the next question is on the Bohr's concept. Okay, again modern physics में atoms chapter में से Bohr's model is applied to a mass of m charge q moving in a plane under an influence of transverse magnetic field B. Energy of charged particle in the nth level will be how much? Now they have asked us what is the energy in the nth level. Now I know, okay, actually they are asking us energy means they are asking us total energy. And when an electron or a charged particle is moving in some nth level of orbit, there will be a potential energy in that particular orbit, and it is also revolving, so there is some kinetic energy due to motion. So the total energy in this case will be potential plus kinetic. ये कंडीशन है. ओके, और इसके हिसाब से आपको सम सॉल्व करना है. तो टोटल एनर्जी इज काइनेटिक प्लस पोटेंशियल. एक एक करके करते हैं. पहले काइनेटिक एनर्जी से स्टार्ट. काइनेटिक एनर्जी, तो काइनेटिक एनर्जी के लिए सबसे पहले दैट इलेक्ट्रॉन इज रिवॉल्विंग इन एन ऑर्बिट, ओके, इन अ मैग्नेटिक. The centripetal force will be provided by the magnetic force, or you can say the force due to magnetic induction. Now, in this case, you know, when a charge is moving in a magnetic field, the force experienced is given as QVB. Okay, charge into velocity with which the electron is revolving into the magnetic field induction. And centripetal force, उसका तो standard formula है from circular motion, mv square by r. M is the mass of that charge, v is the velocity with which it is revolving, and r is the radius of the orbit in which it is revolving. Now, in this case, if I just rearrange this and find out kinetic energy. Kinetic energy का formula क्या है बताओ? Kinetic energy is what? Kinetic energy is half mv square. तो यहाँ पे हमारे पास mv square तो है. एक काम करता हूँ, यहाँ पे ना मैं एक half से multiply कर देता हूँ both sides multiplied by half. Then this value over here, this half mv square, this will become kinetic energy, right? And kinetic energy will be equal to what? R को उधर लेके जाओ, so it will become q v b r upon 2. That is a kinetic, and that is what I have written over here, q v b r upon. समझा? Kinetic energy समझ में आ गया. The centripetal force is nothing but the magnetic force, or you can say the force due to magnetic field because of the charge moving in the magnetic field, and the magnetic field is transverse. transverse matlab in that case theta, the angle between the velocity vector and the magnetic field is 90. Actually the formula is QVB sin theta, but theta is 90, that's why we wrote QVB. Okay, and according to that we found out a half mv square which is the kinetic energy, और kinetic energy मिल गई. अब आ जाते हैं नेक्स्ट, हम आते हैं पोटेंशियल एनर्जी. नाउ पोटेंशियल एनर्जी के लिए फॉर अ चार्ज मूविंग इन अ मैग्नेटिक फील्ड, पोटेंशियल एनर्जी इज द डाइपोल मोमेंट into the magnetic induction, and the moment is always given as current into the area. In this case area is given as what? Area is given as pi r square, where r is the radius of the orbit. Now see, we want the answer in terms of look at the options में देखो 2 n h q b pi. so पहले बात तो मुझे समझ में आ रहा है q में चाहिए, काइनेटिक एनर्जी तो मिल गया Q में और B में. ओके, Q और B में तो आ रहा है आंसर, बट देन यहाँ पे ओके यहाँ पे भी B है मगर Q नहीं है. तो एक काम करते हैं ना, ये करंट की जगह पे कुछ सब्स्टिट्यूट करते हैं ना. तो यू नो करंट इज नथिंग बट द रेट ऑफ फ्लो ऑफ चार्ज. सो इट इज चार्ज अपॉन, लेट्स से फॉर अ वन सर्कुलर मोशन द टाइम टेकन एज द टाइम पीरियड कैपिटल T. सो आई विल टेक इट एज I is equal to Q by T. Okay, so it will become like Q by T, you can see Q by T into pi r square into B. Okay, now further you can see that here we can have a substitution of 1 by T. This 1 upon T, this 1 upon T, 1 upon T will become equal to frequency. तो इसकी जगह पे frequency में लिख दिया. क्यों लिख रहे हैं frequency में बताऊंगा, ऑप्शंस को देखते रहो. okay, मुझे कुछ फॉर्मूला चाहिए in terms of frequency, that's why I am just solving it. So anyways, what we get potential energy finally as Q pi r square B into F. अच्छा, इसमें जो F है, F, you know frequency, you can एक काम करते हैं, frequency को हम लोग लिख देते हैं, you know omega is equal to 2 pi F. So F is equal to omega upon 2 pi. तो omega upon 2 pi लिख दिया, और यहाँ पे एक pi था, 2 pi और pi कैंसिल हो गया. okay, और यहाँ पे ये 2 बच गया, राइट. सो अकॉर्डिंगली वी गेट समथिंग लाइक Q r square B omega upon 2. Now this is the potential energy I have got, but still not making sense, because we have to finally add. Look, we have to find total energy is kinetic plus potential. मुझे किसी भी तरह इसको Q V B R में सब्स्टिट्यूट करना ही. अच्छा, एक और चीज, सर्कुलर मोशन में आपने पढ़ा रहेगा कि ये जो ओमेगा है, ओमेगा, यू नो V is equal to R ओमेगा, राइट. तो V is equal to R ओमेगा, तो ओमेगा is equal to V by R, ओमेगा is equal to V by R. तो सब्स्टिट्यूट कर देते हैं, यहाँ पे V by R डाल देता हूँ, तो एक V आएगा अपॉन R, एक R और R स्क्वायर कैंसिल हो जाएगा. सो फाइनली आई गेट Q V B R अपॉन 2. वाओ, kinetic energy भी QVB upon R और potential energy भी QVB upon R. Now, what will be the total energy? Okay, to find out the total energy, let's refresh this. तो हम लोग ने potential energy find कर लिया, potential energy QVB by R, and kinetic energy QVB R upon 2, and potential energy QVB R upon 2. So in this case, what will be the total energy? It will be addition of both of them, half plus half is 1, so I'll get total energy as QVBR. But still look at the options. Options में कहीं पे तो मुझे NH दिख रहा है, और आपको मालूम है बोर्स पोस्टुलेट्स. तो बोर्स पोस्टुलेट्स के हिसाब से अगर जाएं, तो if I consider an nth level orbit in which an electron is revolving, then its angular momentum, you know angular momentum, right? Angular momentum is given as I omega, or it is also given as mvr, right? For a point charge, I moment of inertia is mr square, and omega is v by r. तो एक r cancel हो जाता है, तो mvr. So for this charged particle moving in an nth level, the angular momentum will be mvr, and you know by the Bohr's second postulate, the angular momentum of any orbit, nth orbit, is a multiple of h upon 2 pi. So this angular momentum will be equal to nh upon 2 pi. Why am I doing this? बिकॉज ये जो मुझे फाइनल फॉर्मूला मिला ना, ये कुछ जमा नहीं, मतलब ऑप्शन के हिसाब से कुछ जम नहीं रहा है। और ऑप्शन में देखो ना, पाई है, NH है, तो ये कंडीशन यहां से मिलेगी। ओके, यहां से। तो in this case, if I substitute over here, or if I just rearrange, what should I rearrange over here? सोचो जरा, क्या क्या rearrange करना चाहिए। चारों ऑप्शन में B है, तो B तो चाहिए, ठीक है, और Q भी है, तो Q भी चाहिए। ये जो VR है ना, VR, मुझे V और R कहीं पे दिख नहीं रहा, तो V और R, तो यहां से V और R निकालते हैं। तो what will be VR? VR will be equal to NH upon 2 pi m, बराबर, ये m इधर चला जाएगा, this m will go here, so substitute कर देते हैं, तो total energy will be equal to, okay, Q और B को starting में लिख देते हैं। फिर ये जो V और R है, इसकी जगह पे क्या मिलेगा, NH upon 2 pi m, okay, NH upon 2 pi, so finally ये मिलता है NH Q B upon 2 pi m. Answer would be NH QB upon 2 pi m. So the answer would be B option. Next question. For transistor, the current ratio beta DC is defined as a ratio of what? Now, you know that there are different modes in which a transistor works, and the most common for amplification are the common base mode, and the one other important one is common emitter. When I talk about common base amplification, alpha, we call it as alpha, right? So alpha is equal to the output current to the input current. Output in this case, when you consider common base, the output is at the collector and the input current is at the emitter. So basically alpha or current amplification for common base is given by this formula. Okay. Secondly, when you consider common emitter, for common emitter, emitter is kept common, so the amplification, current amplification is given as output current which is at the collector, IC, upon the input which is given at the base, so it is given as IP. Please remember these two concepts. Okay. Now quickly we'll just look at the options. They are saying beta is defined as what? So beta over here is that at common emitter mode, and in common emitter the collector current to the base current. This is nothing but called as beta. Okay. Now as I told you, I am just doing an explanation part. You don't have to do so much things. You don't have to recollect so many things. फटाफट जो आंसर आया उसको आप मार्क करो और आगे जाओ. Since I am into discussion, so I am doing it in detail. अच्छा students, इधर please remember there is a formula between alpha and beta also. Okay, in this case, you know, for any kind of a transistor, the emitter current is equal to the base current plus the collector current, right? So suppose if I just divide both sides by let's say I'll divide it by IC. If I divide this by IC, okay, IC divided by IC. Okay, this will cancel, we'll get 1. Okay, now what is IE upon IC? Okay, IE upon IC is nothing but it's a reciprocal of alpha, so I can substitute this as 1 upon alpha. Okay, what about IB upon IC? IB upon IC, IC upon IB is beta, so this will be 1 upon beta, right? So what do I get from here is 1 upon alpha is equal to 1 upon beta plus 1, a very important relation. Sometimes they ask alpha in terms of beta, beta in terms of alpha. So extra, you just remember this also. In which I hope you are clear with this answer. Next question dekhte hain. The next question is from rotational motion, moment of inertia. Question number 15. The radius of a solid sphere is doubled by keeping the mass constant. Then the ratio of the moment of inertia about the diameter. Now what they are saying is in the second case, let's say I'll call the new radius as r dash. In the second case, the radius is twice the initial radius of the solid sphere. Now for a solid sphere, you know the moment of inertia for a solid sphere is given by a formula 2 by 5 m r square. You need not go into the derivation part. And in rotational motion, I request you, please by heart all the moment of inertias of standard figures for a rod, for a solid cylinder, hollow sphere, solid sphere, and so on. Now, in this case, what they have given us is initially, let's say I'll call this as initial moment of inertia. Initial moment of inertia is 2 by 5 mr square. The radius is being doubled, mass is constant. So in that case, suppose if I tell the new moment of inertia is I2, then I2 will be equal to 2 by 5 m r dash square, which becomes 2r square. Okay, and they are asking us what is the ratio. So ratio क्या होगा, I1 upon I2 is equal to, यहाँ पे 2 by 5 कट, m cut become r square upon 4r square. Okay, r square cut equal to 1 by 4, and that is the answer. In this case, you can do it by a very simple method also. बहुत basic है. If I don't want to do this orally also, I can do. Moment of inertia of a solid sphere is 2 by 5 mr square. Okay. Now, what is mass? They're saying mass is constant. So if mass is constant, then in that case, I can say moment of inertia is like directly proportional to the radius square. So if the radius is becoming 2 times, okay, then obviously the new moment of inertia will become 2 square times. 2 square times means 4 times. So the ratio of the old to the new would be obviously 1:4. So these are the two ways to solve this question.